A video went viral on TikTok this weekend as a drag queen at an event with a line of kids following her as she performed Applause by Lady Gaga. This was part of a fundraiser for the Dell's Children Hospital called Rock the Park, put on by KUTX 98.9 every few months. They invite entertainers from all parts of the community, including drag queens, to raise money for the kids. This is happening as the governor of Texas is trying to ban kids from being around drag queens. Kiki number 2, did you really think you could mess with our drag queens? Texas drag queen celebrates with kids. What are we all talking about?
I mean, obviously, I think that's awesome. And punk. That's really, really punk to do that. To be like, you know what?
Like this whole state is attacking drag queens and even attacking parents at this point.
Yeah.
Because what were you telling me beforehand?
So the way I'm thinking about this right now is like, it's somehow super problematic and child abuse to bring a kid to a drag show. And there are drag shows that are for adults.
Yes, and there's some drag shows that are 21 and over, and they specify that, and there's no kids there.
But there's some everything that's for adults.
Yeah.
And you'll see, you know, like say a kid really likes a musician that has super vulgar lyrics or violent lyrics. You know, not saying that there's anything wrong with vulgar lyrics or violent lyrics or whatever. I mean, like,
you're free to express yourself however you want to.
But it's not child abuse to bring a kid to a concert where they can learn all of these like super X-rated sexual things and violent things. That's not child abuse. It's okay for the kids to learn all the words to their songs that have all of these, you know,
bad words
references
or whatever,
in them, etc. But because it's a drag show, oh, that's child abuse. That's child abuse. So what is it like? Is it they're opposed to sexuality? That can't be it, because sexuality isn't part of every drag show.
Yeah.
And sexuality isn't part of everything that's related to our community.
No, it's not. I mean, and they make it seem so stereotypical, like we said in the last story, that like everywhere we go, everywhere we breathe, we're effing. You know, like we're, you know, constantly sexualizing everything, and that's not really all our community is about.
There's so much more to our communities than
so much more. I can't, you know, we interviewed Misty Eyes 2 weeks ago, and she's just an incredible drag queen, and she's an icon. And if you can go back and watch the interview, please do so. I have seen her at Prides with a big, beautiful dress, right? Reading a story to 50 kids, and the kids are enamored by her and the story. Nothing sexual about that. No. There's not even an inkling of sexuality in there at all, Damien.
Not at all.
You know, Hooters is just dripping with sexuality, okay? I've gone to a Hooters where it's a kid's birthday. The kid can't be more than 8 or 9. They've taken the kid, blown up balloons to look like breasts, put the balloons in the boy's shirt to make him pretend to have breasts, okay? And then the girls will dance around him.
That's drag, mama.
That's sexualizing.
He's putting on some tits and he's gonna work it at Hooters. Absolutely. He wants some tits,
wear those
baby.
Short shorts and that's
Absolutely.
it. You know, but no one's going against Hooters for sexualizing women, and have been for millions of years at this point. But because it's just not, because it's, you know, here it is. At the end of the day, it's an election year. Midterms are coming. People want to be governor. People want to be president soon, and they are stopping at nothing to silence us. And they're going after drag queens.
So we're going back to like puritanical earlier
times. Yeah.
It's wild.
Like Laura Ingalls times.
It's Pride Month, you know, and as all of these things are happening, I'm thinking about the Pride things that I've been involved with my mom for the past couple of years. And she has had to rework numbers. She has had to, I mean, even talk to me about like, you're going to be in this Pride number. You can't be doing your G-string stuff because there's going to be kids. You know, when
she's always very aware of that.
Very, 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 very aware.
And takes it very seriously. Like Velvet don't play, which is why she's got all those damn crowns.
But that's also a lot of performers understand, like, okay,
the responsibility that they have.
And it's a big responsibility because people are seeing you up on a stage, you know, whether you're a drag queen or a dancer or a performer or whatever you're doing, people are seeing you. You know, if there's kids in the audience, you can't be doing any of that stuff. We're all very, 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 very careful that when we know it's an event that's encouraging like a family-friendly atmosphere, everything is tailored to that.
Yeah.
Because we're not here to corrupt and steal your children and turn everybody into a drag queen and blah, 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 whatever.
What are they always calling us? Groomers? Like that,
Yeah.
that Hooter stunt sounds more like a groomers thing
Yeah.
than anything. I mean, and sexualizing stuff, that is all sex. The second that you walk into Hooters, it's all about sex. I just don't get it. They have an issue with our community. It's
That's
not
what it
anything
is.
to do with a drag queen dressing up and reading a freaking story. You guys are just idiots.
But they're also trying to please the conservatives. And that's at the end of the day, to get money and to get votes. At the end of the day, we are pandering to these radically religious people who think like God made Adam and Eve and not Adam and Steve, yada, yada, yada. That whole like line of bullshit. You know how that is.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
at the end of the day, is it about, do they even really like hate us, or are we just a convenient target to use to show people that they stand for like good old fashioned American values and this and the other thing?
No, it totally is. It's like, squirrel, look away. No, 19 kids weren't just killed in Texas. No, we're not going to talk about gun reform. No, we're going to go after
That part.
LGBTQ.
That part. Let's talk about that part, because 20 people get just blown away with a gun, right?
Mhm.
People are talking about gun reform. And then what do you see on the news? You see this absolute horseshit with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Oh my goodness.
And you
yeah.
hear, I'm not even gonna, don't get me started on that shit, because it's very much like
I
a
feel
way.
bad for her.
They
I
said,
feel bad for her.
oh.
How is it that those people would go home and not look at social media? Are you freaking kidding me? That's kind of impossible.
they said, oh, the Me Too movement, case closed.
Hmm.
Goodbye.
Garbage.
And that's exactly what that whole three-ring circus was about. Let's show that we can't have women having power. We can't have women talking about like the horrible things that have happened to them. Nope. Sorry.
Nope.
Sorry. Goodbye.
No piece
Book
of
closed
star.
on that.
That's it.
Very that. And let's demonize this woman who suffered abuse. But like I said, that's a different topic. But all of these shootings have been happening, and the news is focusing on
Trans
let's
children
demonize-
wanting to play sports, or demonizing drag queens.
and the LGBTQ plus community as a whole. Like,
And that's where
we're
we're
the
at
enemy.
right now, Damien. And I don't think it's going to get any better anytime soon. And this is where we're at. This is the US. This is not the Ukraine, where horrible things are happening right now to our people as well. So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the Faye What Show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ plus media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the Faye What Show. Get the week started with me.